My name is Sylvia Paris-Drummond, and I am the CEO here at Delmore Buddy Day Learning Institute. This documentary is called Through Our Eyes, and it explores the Black learning experience in Halifax Regional Municipality. So we are having this filming occur in Halifax Regional Municipality. Once it amalgamated, it's now known as Halifax. Some of the largest numbers of Black communities are located here in this area. It's been created over multiple migrations of folks coming here to Nova Scotia. Halifax Regional Municipality, Halifax, is the largest city. It's an urban area in the Atlantic provinces. Within Nova Scotia, where it's located, which has just crossed over as a province of 1 million in population. About 60% of the province's population is located here in Halifax area. The populations of the 52 to 54 African Nova Scotian communities, historical communities here in Nova Scotia, are a result of multiple waves of immigration, of some by choice, some not by choice, here to Nova Scotia. So when we talk about historical, what we're trying to have people understand is since the 1700s, we've had individuals migrate here.
Yeah, so being from one of the historical African Nova Scotian communities is, well, it comes with it is a real gift, right? You share a set of cultural values and traditions with a distinct group of people that have a shared history, that's a long legacy of resistance and of advocacy and of success and of turmoil, but also of achievement. And so that's how I feel about Upper Hammonds Plains. Real passionate about my community.
Arts, music, writing, poetry. I'm hoping that folks, because of the work that has been done to tell these stories, if you said George Dixon, they could say what community George Dixon was from. They could say the sport was boxing. If you said Portia White, that people would be able to know her opera expertise and that they would know her connection in terms of the communities that are that she called home in terms of her time within there. And that there's numerous others. There's Dr. George Eliot Clark in terms of the writing. So we know we have arts. Currently, we have an organization that helps to lead that work and creates the space for people to show their skills. So the African Nova Scotian Music Association, ANSMA, is involved in that kind of leadership role.
My name is Julian Matawana. I'm the Executive Director of the African Nova Scotian Music Association, and some of the schools I've been to are the Carrefour, Caldwell Road, Admiral Westfall, Caledonia, Halifax Grammar, and Citadel High School. Grammar was an interesting time, to say the least. I was mentioning beforehand that it's one of those places that if you don't start your schooling in a private school environment, then it's a big culture shock. It was a culture shock. I was one of probably 2 or 3 Black kids at the school.
My name is Robert Downey, and I'm from the community of North Preston, which is the largest Black community in Canada. I am a firefighter. I began school at Nelson Wanda Elementary. Then I did my junior high years at Ross Road Junior High, and my high school years were at Co-Harbor High. You had your community with you, whether it be your brothers, your sisters, or your cousins, and even your aunts and uncles are part of the school system as a student support worker, art teacher, whatever there is that would be available for some of our community members. It helped us create a real strong bond moving forward through our educational practices.
All right, so my name is Curtis Wiley, and I'm the manager of the Land Titles Initiative, and I went to Hammonds Plains Consolidated Elementary School, Madeline Simons Middle School, Charles P. Allen High School, and St. Mary's University.
My name is Mukisa Kikembo. I am a staff lawyer at Path Legal and CEO of Femme Entity Lifestyle Consultation. I went to Bedford South School from grade primary to 9. I went to Charles P. Allen High School, and I'm a 2-time Dalhousie University graduate.
That school was the first time where, we felt like real minorities in a white space. And it's located in Bedford, Nova Scotia. So the majority of the students come from Bedford and the surrounding area. So it was predominantly a white school, but of course there was a large Arabic population. And then there was the folks from Hammonds Plains, and I think it was kind of like a divide. Like even just the people from Hammonds Plains and Upper Hammonds Plains were kind of grouped together. So it was like the Hammonds Plains people and the Bedford people.
I was kind of caught in between two cultures. There was a cultural difference because my parents are Ugandan, and I was born and raised here. So I didn't grow up speaking my language. My parents spoke Luganda at home oftentimes when they didn't want me to know what they were talking about.
When I entered the world of academia, I looked around, there weren't many people that looked like me. I was the first African Nova Scotian to be hired in a tenure-track position at Dalhousie University. And that's not something I boast about, because our families have been here since the 16, 17, 1800s. I shouldn't be the first in anything, and yet I am.
How about challenging the status quo? What are we doing in terms of our power? Are we saying we need representation in Nova Scotia schools? We understand that in Nova Scotia, anti-Black racism is historic. It is connected to the legacy of enslavement that happened here in Nova Scotia, not, over in Ontario, not only in the United States of America, but probably in a neighborhood where we live or a neighborhood near us.